Ever wondered how some marriages seem to last despite apparent emotional turmoil? Well, peel back the layers of such relationships, and you'll often find a master manipulator at work. Narcissism is not just about self-love, it's a complex and damaging personality disorder. Male narcissists, in particular, can be experts in sustaining marriages through a range of manipulative tactics. They might use gaslighting, a form of psychological manipulation where the victim is led to question their reality, or perhaps projection, where they deflect their own shortcomings onto their partner. Constant belittlement is another tactic, systematically undermining their partner's self-esteem until they start doubting their worth. These tactics serve a singular purpose: to maintain control. The victim often ends up doubting their perceptions, their feelings, even their sanity. This allows the narcissist to continue their behavior, unchallenged and unchecked, prolonging the marriage. But what happens to the partner on the receiving end of this behavior? Imagine being in a constant state of self-doubt, second-guessing every thought and feeling. This is the psychological toll often experienced by partners in long-term relationships with narcissists. It's a relentless cycle, where you're manipulated into believing that you're the one at fault, the one with the problem. This manipulation can lead to something called trauma bonding, an emotional attachment to the very person causing you harm. It's a twisted dynamic, where love and pain become intertwined, making it hard to distinguish where one ends and the other begins. Over time, partners can become conditioned to endure this narcissistic abuse, accepting it as their new normal. This conditioning is a survival mechanism, a way of coping with the constant emotional upheaval. But it's also a trap, a deceptive comfort zone that can prolong a toxic marriage for years, even decades. This endurance often leads to a phenomenon known as gray divorce. What if after decades of marriage, you finally found the courage to break free? This question is becoming a reality for many women who have suffered narcissistic abuse in their relationships, leading to an increasing trend known as gray divorce. Often, the realization of the narcissistic manipulation they've been subjected to for years, if not decades, becomes the catalyst for these women to reclaim their lives. The reasons behind this trend are as complex as the relationships themselves, but at the heart of it lies a deep desire for freedom, for respect, for a life that isn't controlled by another's ego. Gray divorce, while daunting, offers a liberation that's hard to describe. It's the first breath after being underwater, the first step into a world where their well-being, their happiness, their dreams are once again their own. But how can women recognize the signs early on to prevent long-term emotional distress? Could recognizing the signs of narcissistic behavior save you years of emotional distress? It's a question that echoes in the hearts of many who've experienced the emotional turmoil of being in a relationship with a narcissist. Narcissistic behavior isn't always blatant. It often starts subtly, with excessive charm that can feel flattering. However, beneath this charm lies a lack of empathy, a common trait of narcissists. They may seem unable to understand or share your feelings, making you feel isolated and misunderstood. Another red flag is the constant need for admiration. Narcissists crave validation and will often go to great lengths to be the center of attention, diminishing your accomplishments or overshadowing your experiences. Recognizing these signs early in a relationship can prevent long-term emotional distress. It's about understanding that these behaviors are not about you, but rather, they are reflections of the narcissist's insecurities. So how can women empower themselves to take a stand against narcissistic abuse? What if you could reclaim your power and break free from a toxic relationship? Picture a world where you're free from manipulation, where your emotions are respected and your well-being is prioritized. This is not a fantasy. It's a reality that you can achieve. Breaking free from a narcissistic relationship involves a few key steps. The first is recognizing the abuse and understanding its impact on your life. The second is seeking professional help. Therapists, counselors, and support groups can provide invaluable guidance and resources. Self-care is another crucial element. It's about nurturing your physical, emotional, and mental health. It's about rediscovering your passions, interests, and strengths. Surround yourself with a network of support, people who affirm your worth and encourage your growth. And remember, it's okay to establish boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's okay to prioritize your happiness. Remember, It is never too late to prioritize your well-being and break free from the chains of narcissistic abuse.